Good morning, class. Today we are going to begin with the third chapter of your textbook Beehive, that is The Little Girl, written by Catherine Mansfield. She was a prominent, prolific writer of New Zealand. She was born and brought up in colonial New Zealand, and her name was changed to Catherine Mansfield. Earlier, she was having the original name that was Kathleen Mansfield. Now, this chapter is basically about a father daughter relationship. How the daughter earlier she was very much scared at the very sight of her father, but later on she learned that her father has another side to him, that he was very caring and loving too, which will eventually unfold in the story. So, let's I'm gonna give you a brief summary about the whole chapter. That is, the main protagonist of this chapter is Kezia, the little girl. In this, the little girl, who was very naive and innocent, she was on account of little understanding about her father. She usually remained scared of him. She kept a distance from him, and whenever he would be at home, she considered him to be as big as a giant. She was almost scared of him. So she would often get nervous and stutter. Stutter is another word for stammer while talking to him. Once she kept indoors on account of being affected by cold. So her grandmother advised her to gift her father, as her father's birthday was approaching the next week. So she suggested that she should make a pin cushion for him. So Kezia made a beautiful pin cushion, but that means unknowingly she made a mistake. She filled it with the paper that had her father's important speech, which his father had to give at a port authority. So she was punished for that. She was being beaten by her father on her palms by the ruler. So this incident further estranged Kezia. Estranged, that means alienated Kezia from her father. So she would often look at the neighbor, the McDonald's, who used to play with his 5 children in the lawn. So Mr. McDonald was such a good father, and he played so lovingly with his children. So she admired the other neighbor, but she wondered what might be a different sort of father, how her father is so different. So once her mother fell ill, and she was being hospitalized. So she was left alone at home under the care of the cook. So at night, she had a nightmare and she woke up screaming. She found her father standing by her bedside. He picked her up and he took her to her room, and he tucked her up in his bed, and soon he fell asleep. He dozed off earlier than Kezia. But this made Kezia felt secure lying near her father. She lately realized that her father was not as he appears to be. He was having a soft corner, or he has this other side to him. She felt that a beating of her father's was like earlier she had this episode where she was being scolded by her father, was also a loving and he was also a loving and large-hearted man. And finally she realized her father was also very means loving and caring. He had immense love and respect for his daughter, although he eventually he used to scold her often, or he used to prompt her to do this thing or demand such things. But he had this love for his daughter, which is almost inexplicable in this chapter. So before you read, there is this 2 points which has been made in the book. That is, do you feel you know your parents better now than when you were much younger? Perhaps you now understand the reasons for some of their actions that used to upset you earlier. So this story about a little girl whose feeling for her father changed from fear, understanding, will probably find an echo in every home. So, as you all know that uh, earlier, while we were kids, our parents used to be quite strict and prompt. They used to scold us every for everything. But later on, while you are being grown up, while you are being growing at a pace, you might have realized that they are not that strict or they are not that prompt, but they just worry about you. That is why they scold you or they tell you to do certain things or demand from you. So this is their love for you. So in the same way, this story is basically, you could resonate with the story. It has this echo in every home. That means it might you might be closer to your mother, you might be closer to your father. So in this case, the girl Kezia, the protagonist Kezia, she realized that her father was kind-hearted too. So here let's begin the first paragraph, that is, to the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with "Goodbye, father." And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. So earlier, as it has been mentioned here, she was quite scared at the very sight of her father. And whenever her father used to go out for office, he used to pass a casual kiss to her, and she responded with "Goodbye, father." Then, whenever his carriage used to grow fainter and fainter, that means while he used to move towards his office, she was quite at ease. She was quite comfortable being alone at home rather than being in front of her father. Somehow she was quite nervous at the very sight of his. So in the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall, "Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper isn't out there. And bring me my slippers." So while his father was back at home, he used to demand certain things, like he needs to have his tea in the drawing room. He was inquiring about his paper, and his mother used to tell Kezia that in order to appease his father or please him, she needs to do certain things, that she needs to take off his boots, which his father used to demand. So Kezia mother would call her, "If you're a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots." Slowly, the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly still, across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying the little girl. While her father was back at home, she used to just hide behind the door and she used to stare at her father. By that time, he had his spectacles on his face and he used to give her that terrifying look to that little girl, that innocent girl. So, well, Kezia hurried up and pulled off those boots and took them outside. "Have you been a good girl today?" Don't know, father." Like, while his father was back, while she used to take off his slippers or boots, he used to inquire, "Has she been a good girl, or what has she been doing the whole day?" Then she responded by saying that, don't know, father." "You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor." His father didn't have that compassion or empathy to ask why she was even being scared at the very sight of his. So he wasn't bothered about all those things. He just inquired why she was behaving in such a way, such a strange way. She never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. Likewise, it has been said, she was only scared of her father, but not the other people across. So, but what's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about? Wretched here means unhappy or being annoyed at, being worried. So, mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. Now he was asking why does she behaving like this way, and she is at the brink. He used to say all those things to Kezia on her face, like she is at the brink of suicide. And he was so big, his hands, his neck, especially his mouth, when he yawned. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. To him, he was so huge that he appeared to be like a giant. So on Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with her father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring, while her granny used to ask her to talk to her parents or father and mother during their drawing room meetings. But she found him lying on the sofa and her mother was indulged in her newspaper. She sat on a stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched, and asked the time, then looked at her. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a brown owl. So while he used to stretch, he just stared at Kezia. He saw that and he remarked her as, you look like a brown owl. And one day, when she was kept indoors with cold, her grandmother told her that her father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pincushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. So here, her granny suggested her that as her father's birthday was approaching, so he needs to be gifted a pincushion. She gave her a piece of yellow cloth so that she could stitch a pincushion for him. Laboriously, with the double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides, but what to fill it with? That was the question. Now she stitched all the three sides except the fourth one. She left it for the stuffing. She wanted to stuff in some material inside it. So she was looking for all those scraps. That was the question. So the grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up and tore them into tiny pieces and stuffed her case, then sewed up the fourth side. Now, while granny was out in the garden, she wandered into her mother's bedroom. She was looking for all those scraps to fill it with. On the bed table, she found that there was a sheet of fine paper. She gathered it and she crumbled it into pieces, and then she stuffed her into the cushion and she sewed it. So that night, there was a hue and cry in the office. Hue and cries is a phrase that means there was outrageous talk. They were making tall talks about all this issue, what was going on. Like father's great speech for the Port Authority had been lost. Now his father was looking for his speech which he has prepared. So rooms were searched, servants were questioned. Finally, mother came into Kezia's room. And Kezia, I suppose, you didn't see some papers on a table in our room? Oh yes, she said. I tore them up for my surprise. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. Now, earlier all the people inside their house were questioned, like the servants and the mothers questioned everyone except Kezia. Now it was turn for Kezia to respond, and she was being questioned where were all those papers. They were asking for it. Now she said that she tore it for a surprise for her father. So her mother, it came as a shock to her. She was surprised and she just screamed at little Kezia and demanded her to come to that drawing room that instant. So the next part we'll be discussing in our next class. Till then, just go through it line by line and find out which word you are not comfortable with, or just read it